Hi, brother teacher here. I'm sort of in my feelings again today, and rightfully so, because um, I'm a little fed up, frustrated, agitated, and even angry. Not necessarily right now, but from time to time, it would seem to be maybe on a regular basis at the fact that we, the citizenry, if you will, of America, this great country, the population, the people, are continuing to be abused by industry, by major corporations. And we are like sheep gone to the slaughter as it relates to our wealth, our happiness. Now, when I say wealth, don't misconstrue that with meaning that I'm talking about being a multimillionaire or a billionaire, even. Wealth means whatever your means is, whatever capacity that you find yourself in. There are people who are working poor who get along pretty well for the most part. There are people who are middle class who get along pretty well. Now, we won't necessarily mention the rich because we know that they don't have too many needs, too many wants and desires because they have the ability or the capacity to take care of most of those needs and wants. But I'm talking about the working poor and the middle class working, and especially those that are less than working poor, those people who are really poor indeed. We need to start thinking about us first. We live in a country where we are overtaxed. We are inundated with all types of fees, charges, interest. For what? For the betterment of another man's industry? To make corporations even more bigger than what they already are? Start paying yourself first. The government takes it from your checks. They pay themselves first from your income, from the work of your own blood, sweat, and tears. They pay themselves first. Federal tax, state tax, city tax, local tax, FICA, Social Security, whatever. They are always paying themselves first, and we get what's left over. Here's what I propose to you, or for you. If you are on a payroll and you work for a particular company or an individual, even, and you receive a paycheck, after Uncle Sam, as they say, takes his share, take yours. You decide on what the amount is going to be. If it's 20% of what you have left on your net, take 20%. If it's 10%, if that's more reasonable, take 10% off the top of what's left. If you can't find your way to do 10%, maybe even 7% or even 5%, take something off the top for yourselves. I'm talking to you men, women, and children. All ethnicities, all religious groups. It doesn't matter who you are. I'm even talking to children. If you have a job, you're old enough to work. Start paying yourselves first because you owe it to yourselves. It is a shame that we have to live in what is supposed to be and purported to be the most powerful nation on earth, the richest nation on earth, so they tout that to be. We live in the greatest country on the planet, so they say again, and you have to live from paycheck to paycheck. Once you receive one paycheck, 1 week later, 5, 6 days later, you're in despair again financially, and you can't wait to the next paycheck. Who wants to live like this? Who wants to have a job where you don't know if you're going to have enough money to pay your bills? the next check. Who wants to not be able to take their family out and enjoy life? My friends, my brothers and my sisters, whoever you are, wherever you are, life is not supposed to be that much of a burden. Yes, we're going to have hard times. We're going to have trials. It's going to be challenging, sometimes more so than not for some of us. Just depends on where you are in America and your circumstance and how you came up. But it doesn't have to be this way to a great extent. We control our destiny to a great extent. Start taking charge of your life and stop letting some outside entity do that for you. We are being raped without lubrication. Excuse that example, that metaphorical example, if you will. I'm sorry, but we are. In America, we have this poverty in America, this homelessness in America. Do you want to be amongst those individuals? Start thinking about tomorrow. Start thinking about your future. So many of us are out here saying, I can barely make it. Get another job. Find another skill. Create another skill. If you have a particular set of skills, start exercising it today, tomorrow. If you have a talent, start monetizing your talent. If there's something that you haven't done in a long time, or since you were a teenager or a young adult and you're older, start making revenue from your skill sets. Do it today and stop complaining about what you don't have. Who's in charge of what you have and don't have? You? I'm talking about most of us. Yes, there are remote situations. There's isolated situations. There's people with special situations. I understand that. But that's not the majority of us. Do something for yourself. If you wanted to start a business a long time ago, oh, I know. Some of you are going to say, oh, COVID has stopped me dead in my tracks. That's lame. You're just simply making excuses. You know why? I'm still here. And I'm still struggling a wee bit, but I'm still here. You know why? Because I believe in the dream. I believe in me. I believe in what I'm doing. I'm not going to stop. So what's stopping you from continuing what you're doing if you have an already existing business? And what's stopping you from beginning your business? Just do it. And if you're working for someone else, for a company, it could be Walmart. It could be McDonald's. It could be P&G. It could be whomever. It doesn't matter. Some factory. I don't care. When you get your paycheck, after the government has taken their money, you take your money off the top. Pay yourself first for a change. And let that be your routine. Let that be your staple. Every single pay period, I'm going to pay myself first. I'm going to put this money away. I'm going to forget about it. And I'm preparing for my future, and not only my future, if you have children, the future of your children and your grandchildren. Put some money away. Start buying silver, putting it away, because it has real value, intrinsic value. If you can afford gold, buy a little bit at a time. You can even buy a gram or a tenth of a gram of gold. There's companies out there that will sell it to you like that. Start investing in yourself. And stop making excuses and stop complaining about I'm tired of working for pennies, mere pennies. Well, if you want those pennies to become dollars, you need to do something about it. Get a second job if you have to. I know some people don't want to work a second job because they've been so used to the extra time that they have. They have a lot of free time, extra time, because they're working part-time, but they still complain about the money that they bring in. There are some people who have a full-time job who's still complaining because they can't pay the basic bills along with their amenities, such as I got cable, I have 2 or 3 phone lines. You see, what can you eliminate from your budget and save money? The point is, we love entertainment. I'm not one of those individuals, but some of us, some of you love entertainment so much that you can't get rid of your cable. You can't do it because you like your entertainment. But guess what? Your entertainment is putting you in debt. If you have school loans, it has put you in debt. You'll never pay for it. You'll never rest from those bills. You're going to always have utility bills. You're always going to have rent or mortgage. Get over it. So, understanding what your fundamental bills are, take care of them. You need to always have something left. You need to always have money in your pocket. You need to always have enough money all the way up until the next time you get paid. That's the way it's supposed to work. Get the monkey off your back. You will feel a lot better. You will be a lot freer if you start paying yourself first. Sit down and budget like you should. And stop just cashing your check and just starting throwing money everywhere and not really counting up the cost. I'm sorry, you probably wasn't looking for this, but it's okay. I'm telling it to you anyway. Because I feel your pain. I've been there. I've been there. I know what it's like to keep starting all over again. You build up a savings and then you have to keep going to the savings. And you spend it and you start the savings over again and you build it up and then you have to go and spend again. Do you really have to? What about 2 or 3 savings? What about one that you save that's called your life savings? That's the one you never touch. You put a certain amount in that, you never touch it. And then the second savings is one that you can spend from. And maybe a third one is for a particular event or an occasion that's coming up in the future, something that you plan for. You see, you can do anything you want to if you sit down and think about it. If you need some help in this regard, just ask me. I really pretty much have laid down the foundation. Start thinking for yourself. Stop being so reactionary and be prepared, okay, for hard times even. I hope that this message was of benefit to you, and I hope that it seeped through to your gray matter, your brain. And I hope you realize just how important you are in your life's decisions, because it is your life's decisions that determine your future, not someone else's, not some third party, not some middleman. You don't have to have cable. You don't have to have 3, 4, 5 phone lines attached to your account. Let some of these grown people that you have attached to your account pay their own bills. And if you are attached to their account, cut the string. Do it on your own. Stop being a burden to other people as well. Be your own man and your own woman. Stand on your own 2 feet. Take care of your own self. You will feel a whole lot better about yourself, and you will, above all, be independent and know what it feels like to be independent. There's no feeling in the world like being independent. In prefix means not dependent on anyone for anything. That's it. And that's all. What do you think?